I think I just broke something.
Oops.
I think I just broke Grim Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
welcome to the indieBYTES show, the only video podcast where we can actually fail to do the video podcast in the opening seconds of the video podcast. Jared Red Eye Dunn.
It takes practice too. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just do that.
You can't just joined tonight by the ever vigilant Jerry Lawman Lamont.
I'm watchfully ready to criticize everything you do.
Excellent. Grim Dawn has crashed. We're playing Grim Dawn tonight. Why are we playing Grim Dawn tonight? I don't know, Jeremy. Why are we playing Grim Dawn tonight? You're pretty adamant.
Because it's new and it's awesome.
It is new.
And yeah, just released this past week.
So I think Grim Dawn, here's my personal opinion. Grim Dawn is the best Diablo clone since Titanfall. No. Titan Quest. Okay, it's gotten better. Not only did we crash Grim Dawn, I actually just crashed Steam. It takes skill. Who crashes Steam? So the reason that Jeremy cut out is because I crashed Steam. So, here we go. I mean, it's like calling me, but I can't see it. Hopefully he'll try again. So we're off to a rousing success here on the indieBYTES show. Thank you once again for joining us. We really don't know why you join us. You used to call me on my Steam phone. This is terrible. Yes! Do we have audio?
Yes, we have it.
Man, and I was singing You Used to Call Me on my Steam phone and everything.
I heard it. I'm watching the stream. I'm here.
So I crashed Steam. Like, the whole application.
I saw that.
So, if we get Grim Dawn working, which I'm confident that we will. Aha! We're up. We're gonna do something cool. In addition to playing Grim Dawn, excuse me. We are going to do it with the Steam controller. Yay!
Yes.
So let's do... The Steam controller's weird to type on.
How so?
You use the touchpads, and that wouldn't be so bad because you do them. You can't see in the overlay, unfortunately. Oh, that's real dumb. Nothing I'm saying makes any sense. But like, you use the, it splits the keyboard in half. And then the left touchpad does the left side of the keyboard. The right touchpad does the right side of the keyboard, which would be just fine. But I wish it used the triggers to select, because that doesn't tend to move my fingers when you push down on the touchpads, and that tends... I did select a name, you scumlord.
That is the thing that I really find interesting about the Steam controller, is that it can emulate, keyboard halves and stuff like that. I mean, that's some complicated stuff.
Yeah. Alright, so it didn't really accept my input there. Okay, so here, I have some kind of lame news about Grim Dawn. I was playing this game and quite enjoying myself on my laptop. And it runs actually pretty good with a mobile dedicated graphics card from, a year or two ago. And then I went to enable cloud saves so that I could play it on the desktop for this stream.
Mm-hmm.
It erased, my character and replaced it with, a level 1 nothing.
We paid a heavy price.
Well, it didn't technically
worked.
erase it. It just downloaded your cloud save from the cloud before you saved anything.
How long?
Yeah.
It's technology working for you.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, so that really kind of bummed me out. And not that I was really all that far. I think I was level 9. I'm still in this kind of starting area. This is weird.
Still drawing breath, I see.
Yeah.
You're a lucky bastard, I'll give you that.
So this is very much a action RPG. Everything this guy says is completely irrelevant. I did not realize that the right touchpad is going to change my camera. I don't ever need to do that. Except...
So you're the one we almost had?
Oh, man.
I didn't really see a sense.
Alright. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely an action RPG. So you're going to come in here, you're going to have your first starting area. I unlocked a rift gate. Yay for me. Okay, so here's a quest. How did I get the hand earlier? How
You're
weird.
looking too bad for the bodies of the dead are right. You will need to fight your way.
Yeah, we'll fight our way. Whatever, man. We got this. So I was kind of hoping, like, the Steam controller version would be, like, the definitive version. So this game has a pretty cool targeting mechanic that I'm not sure. Maybe it's in current RPGs. Because I don't really play these a lot. Like, I don't play Diablo. I know Legrand plays that a lot. Oh, man, this is super not cool. As you... Let me get some, like, multiple bad guys here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come get me. Okay, so as you kind of highlight these guys and start attacking... How do I do this? Oh, my goodness. What have I done? I have to say...
The grand finale already.
I'm not really too impressed with... whatever. That game plays terrible. With Steam controller. I probably just have a dumb configuration. So, I really want to show off this multi-targeting thing. So, it's pretty cool that you don't have to, like, continuously click. I just want to get a few bad guys. Is that too much to... Okay, so here's two. So, as you highlight them, you can actually change targets without having to re-click. So, I can just, like, pop, pop, pop. Yeah, it's really neat. You do have to kind of watch it, though.
I have to say, I find it a little weird that the Steam controller version is still basically a mouse reticle.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been games like this that just use the, 360 degrees of the, say, the right stick to just target whatever's in that direction.
Just to move. And that's what I thought it would be, and that's not what was happening, and it was not giving me a good time. So, there may be a better configuration out there. Maybe? I don't know. Honestly, so I have these Steam controllers, and I don't really use them.
Really?
Yeah, I find myself not using... Well, normally I am sitting at my keyboard, right? So I'm not, like, on a couch. Of course, if I was on... I don't know. This is, like, make or break time here. I kind of like... I'm an engineer. I feel like I'm part engineer.
You were
range?
raised in the wild by engineers.
Yeah, we're going to do this because I want to shoot guns. The guns in this game have a pretty great little sound to them. Let's get one of those equipped. So you can actually equip pistols and... Can I equip this yet? No? No? Okay, whatever. And a shield, which is kind of weird. Like, why would you ever do this? But you can do it. I killed that desk. He didn't want it. Oh, I can't kill that one. Lame. Aha! Shoot you in the face. Yeah, the Steam controller, I don't know. I find myself not using it very frequently. Like, very infrequently. Sometimes I feel like it's trying to do a little too much. Like, to mirror the mouse and keyboard a little too closely, but it doesn't really do a great job of that, so I guess it doesn't do a better job at it than, say, a mouse and keyboard, which probably sounds intuitively like it makes a lot of sense, but I don't know. I don't know. I find it a little disappointing, to be honest. What's a howdah? Howdah. Is that a gun? Can I equip 2 guns? No. That's dumb. I hate this game. 0 out of 10.
so let's talk a little bit about the game. So I know that you are a big fan of Titan Quest, right?
Yes, I love Titan Quest. I actually like Titan Quest a lot. It had a lot of really cool mechanics. Like you had the two. I actually have no idea what I just picked up. You could do like sort of the two classes. You could really kind of customize your dude in some really cool ways. Of course, it was a very pretty game, which is always nice. It had an interesting story in the very uninteresting kind of way. But I had a lot of neat things going for it. I really enjoyed Titan Quest a lot.
Well, so the reason that I bring it up is that apparently Grim Dawn, which was created by Crate Entertainment, is made using the licensed Titan Quest engine that they licensed from Ironlore.
And it's actually a lot of the same people, I believe, from the original Titan Quest development team. And they started, maybe not. I don't know how many are originals, but that was part of their Kickstarter when they kicked this off, and I funded it many, many moons ago.
Right. Yeah, correct. So April 2012, this was kickstarted, and they set a funding goal of $280,000, and they wound up with $537,000, and went into Steam Early Access in May 2013. And they've kind of been iterating on it. They've just been building, adding chapters. So that's something that's kind of interesting about this, is that they have not released a complete, the breadth of the game. They're basically adding chapters and, or they had been adding chapters and pieces as they went along, until the game finally now just had its full release this past week, I believe.
Yeah, it actually just came out 1.1, or 1.0 version just came out a few weeks ago. Or a few days ago, sorry. So, I've played it a little. Like I said, I've been playing, just kind of dabbling here and there on my laptop, and excuse me. I guess that's like a teleporty thing. And particularly for games that have kind of like stories or like, progression in that way, that aren't just like sandbox games, I guess, so to speak. I try not to get too into them when they're still in early access, because I hate getting to a point where it's like, oh, you got to the end, you'll have to wait for more, because I know I'll never come back. So I was just kind of fooled with it a little bit. I actually never got past this starting zone, although I did progress a little bit further than where I'm at now. There's a big green glowy thing that looks pretty awful. What is shooting at me? Oh.
I mean, as far as the look of the game, I think it looks, pretty competent. I think they've got their, lots of
it's pretty
assets around,
Yeah, it's a little dark
and all kinds of things.
And kind of grimy. You know what I mean? Like, we went for the dark and serious look. I don't know if that actually did anything. Just gonna try to turn it up a little bit. The enemies, from what I've seen so far, are pretty standard fare. I haven't seen anything too crazy yet, but again, I'm pretty early in the game, so I'm not too worried about that yet. I'm sure they're interesting. Titan Quest did a little bit of the thing where you have like different colored enemies and different colored zones, but that game was based on Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology and stuff, so they really used the various mythological creatures in an interesting way. So I'm hoping this game opens up and moves away from Walking Dead being the whole thing. I don't know. I actually don't really know you were reading a little bit about it earlier. The sort of like time setting, like it's almost like a strange, let's say like Victorian feeling era. Like I don't really know what's happening. You can see I'm failing to shoot this thing.
It's not really based in reality. So this game takes place in Cairn, which is a dark, war-torn world.
Dark, war-torn world.
It has become ground zero of an eternal war between two otherworldly powers, the Ethereals and the Chthonians. And some of them use human bodies as a resource, and interestingly, the other side is intent on destroying the human race before they can do that. So humans are sort of screwed, I guess.
It's just kind of the pawns in this larger scheme. So anyway, it's pretty. It plays fun. Like if you are into action RPGs, I would say this one's probably worth playing with. It's got all the right stuff, from what I can tell, from the bit I've played so far. I love this I really do appreciate this sort of targeting thing. Look, I just switched too soon. That they have. Of course, as a ranged character, you can hold shift to keep from moving. I need to remember that. The weapons all... Is this where I'm supposed to be going, I guess? There's like a star.
I have to say, you look like you're pretty competently moving that targeting reticle with the Steam controller. I guess it must...
I switched to mouse.
Oh, you switched to... Okay, I was going to say, that is like a really fine precision on that.
It was frustrating me, and I'll probably play with it a little bit more, because this is like the perfect kind of game to like just kind of sit back with the controller. And, you know, we've talked about this a little bit before, I think, on the podcast. Why can't I shoot this? How Diablo 3, like, sort of the action RPG is like a perfect case for, you know, keyboard and mouse isn't always necessarily the best. Like, just using the thumbsticks on a controller works really well for this type of game, or say for a Dota type game. I guess I have to get down there another way.
Jared, I am very happy to hear you say that, because
I didn't say I agreed with it. I said we've talked about it.
Show, and I got a little bit dogpiled on after our recent podcast, so you're a good man, Charlie Brown, is basically what I'm trying to say.
So I mean, just when you get to games that have sort of like this kind of soft targeting, like I just want to hit this guy generally in front of me. I don't really care which one, to be honest. They're all mostly the same, and you could... that guy looks not very nice. You know, this game, I will eventually unlock some actual... I need to like move closer or something, because I'm not hitting him. I will unlock actual... I'm trying to see if I'm doing damage to him. Like, active skills. You can see across the bottom of the screen there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sort of skill slots. So eventually we will unlock those. So far, I think I've only ranked up into passive skills. Let's get done wrecking these guys. Wait, did that kill all of them for me? That's interesting. Were they all summoned? I'm actually not sure what happened there. Apparently they just all died for me.
I like the particle lighting stuff in these little dark, spooky, green, glowy areas.
It is a really pretty game. And it actually does a really great job of... Francis is gone. Of being pretty, even on relatively low-end hardware. So like I said, I have been playing this a little bit on my laptop, and it runs it really well. And it still looks really nice. I actually didn't have to turn down too many settings, despite the fact that it's, you know, fairly low-end. I don't know. I guess I'll just kind of rank up there. I don't really know.
So tell me about the, I mean, I don't know how much of this you've had an opportunity to play, but I wonder, is this a looty-loot kind of game, like your Diablo? Yes. I mean, is it exactly that same kind of thing with gem slots? And,
You're going to get...
+3 maces of smiting.
Let's see, are there any cool skills we can get here? Stun jacks. Oh, I guess we're getting that one. Okay. Yeah, it's very heavy on loot. Like you can see already, I've got tons of crap in my inventory already. It actually has this pretty cool little sort of journal. As you collect books in the world, I don't know if you saw, I just right-clicked a bunch of these little pages. It kind of logs them, and so you can get some lore this way. I'm using this dude's gun, so you could read about this guy and his gun. You know, I don't know if that's your thing. So here's some of the sort of quests I'm doing. Here's the quest I finished. I don't really know what devotion is. I haven't encountered it yet, but if you look in... yeah, if you look over here, you can actually... It looks like almost a separate sort of skill tree that you'll eventually branch into once you start finding these shrines. And it's like all celestial, which is really just kind of cool looking. So I suspect you can really customize your character this way a little more. I don't know if... I actually haven't read if this game allows for 2 classes. So I know in Titan Quest you could do 2 classes. You could do, you know, like a tank class and a mage class, and kind of make your own custom guy by really just combining the kind of skills you wanted, which was really a neat system. And I really appreciate games that do that. Like the original Guild Wars allowed for that. It just really opens up how you play the game in really interesting ways. So I don't know if this game does that, but with the devotions, it looks like it does something similar for sure. We're just gonna keep shooting these guys in the face because that's how we roll. I'm taking a lot of like blue balls to the face. That doesn't seem very optimal. We're gonna call that a suboptimal encounter. Let's get these guys out of the way. In fact, we're gonna move around and see if we can't take these guys. Seem to go down one bit, so there we go. Good deal. Francis's gun is holding out. But it's got all the inventory is full. The bane of the RPG. Let's see. We're gonna use those pants. Those look spiffy. We like those pants. And I'm sorry if this is boring. This is one of the things I kind of hate about RPGs, action RPGs in particular, when I play them with people. Like if you play co-op, I'm literally gonna sit here and analyze the heck out of all of this gear and be like, wait, which one does more? Which one do I want?
I think that is really the key to, you know, being able to quickly at a glance. I mean, that is the time when I feel like it is the least fun, is when I actually get bogged down looking at all of the statistics and, you know, trying to do all of that stuff manually, make those comparisons and decide what's going to be best. I kind of like the game, if I'm going to be, you know, carrying around piles of garbage that I picked up, I kind of like the game to be able to tell me just right off what's best.
For sure. Yeah, and it does, you know, it has some of that stuff. I don't know, we're just going to dump everything in there. I don't even know what it does, but that's the way we're going with this character. Wait, is this a separate exit?
I can't carry anymore.
Why not, you big wimp? I don't know. We're just gonna roll with it. It does have, you know, like DPS. It does have... Oh my goodness. This is a separate entrance. Oh, that's kind of cool. I guess the question is, where am I? Here's another enemy. I guess they do like poison. I don't really know. But we'll just keep shooting them because that's what we do in action RPGs, y'all. Shoot them in the face. What? Oh, this is something else I have noticed, is the bad guys will actually fight themselves, and that is definitely a carryover from Titan Quest. You would find different enemy types fighting each other as you kind of encounter them, and I'm not really sure, you know, I think these levels are probably mostly randomly generated. Maybe not maybe not the maps per se, but sort of the location of enemies. I have noticed like that starting bridge that I ran across. Oh, here we go. And, you know, I actually probably could have just shown it off. You can actually cast your own portal back to town like at any time, which seems pretty good. It doesn't seem to be limited in any way, which is nice. I always hate like the sort of artificial limitation like in Torchlight, where you like have to have the scrolls. It just seems
a creature was
Right.
kind of pointless. Like, I mean, they're not expensive. I can get these at any time.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a minute, because I mean, I just said that I love when the game sorts stuff for me, and you've said that you like to be able to go back to the town anytime you want to. I mean, at what point does removing all of the challenges and the barriers start to make it sort of self-defeat the idea of the challenge of the game or the fun of the game? Do you ever wonder about that? Like,
yeah. At what point does it just become another Telltale game where you're just literally clicking the
yeah, exactly.
press Q a few times every 5 minutes?
And
you know, I don't know. It's kind of a tricky problem, and this is one of the things. Like, I know, you know, MMOs try to tackle this a lot, right? Like some of them go for like the really sort of like hardcore. Let's make everything obtuse and hard on purpose. Say like Eve. Whereas, like, Guild Wars 2 was like, we're going to remove the unfun parts. We just want you to have fun, right? What's this guy have to say? So, oh, sweet. So at the end of the day, doing things like buying portal scrolls so that I can warp back to town, to me, it's just really not that fun. Trying to figure out sword is better. I don't know. Sometimes it can be frustrating because the different things aren't clear, which is actually better. And I wish there was like a sell junk. I don't know. Maybe there is.
I mean, that's probably worth considering, is that there are some things that are probably a little more... I mean, there's busy work, and then there's, you know, something that you find kind of fun to sort through, I guess, or fun to deal with.
Yeah, it's just... What is this thing? What is this? I don't know what any of this is. I'm so confused. So there's some sort of new like purchase mechanic that I haven't really encountered yet, so I'll have to figure out... Oh, I just totally told that lady to go pound sand twice! So she knows who's boss now. Yeah. I don't know. The whole loot thing... I kind of get into loot in a big sort of way. I know some people don't. Maybe we should do a rifle since we can't dual wield guns. See, I will sit here for 10 minutes, guys, so just hold on. Take a break. 1026. Where's my money at? Over here. Okay, I don't... Speed is very slow. It's average. Alright, we're just going to keep this gun for now. Maybe we can get a cool helmet or something, though. And like, oh, look at this one with spikes! Yeah, we'll have to get a spiky helmet here soon. Alright, so let's see. What are we actually doing here? I believe there's a quest to go underground. So we're going to go do that. Let's talk to this guy. Yep. Let's go do it. We're going to go take care of old business. Oh man, I haven't gotten the quest yet. It must be up here.
Welcome to
So, at the end of the day, if you like these types of games, this game's...
Did you bring back the Very good.
I mean, there's not... correct me if I'm wrong, but, I mean, what else is out there recently? I mean, is there anything new, or is it...
I know...
I mean, I can't think of anything else that's in this space.
The other one I've been enjoying kind of off and on, if you're into this type of game, Path of Exile, of course, it just had a expansion come out, I believe, recently? Or maybe it's about to come out. I'm not sure if it's fully released yet, but very soon it has a new expansion. And that game is actually free to play and is supported by an item shop, which is an interesting model for a sort of action RPG. With, of course, then it's online and you run across people. But I believe the zones are actually instanced. Can I talk to this table? I don't understand that. Okay. I should probably read up on some of this stuff. So, like, in the towns, it's one of those systems where... Oh, weird. It's your item stash. Perfect. Where you see people in towns, but I believe once you go outside of town, you're in your own sort of instance with just you and whatever party members you have.
My knowledge of spirits has allowed...
Alright. Good deal. I feel like that was successful. I really want to help that guy with the water pump, because I thought that was right here. But now I'm confused. I don't know, man.
So is there a... I mean, it looks like there's a mini-map. Does it give you a pretty good idea of where you're supposed to be going? And
Yeah, it's a pretty decent map. It, of course, opens up the Fog of War. I don't think it shows you specifically where your quest is. Let's see, is there a journal? Surely there's like a log or something. What have I done? Nope. Assigning skills. Helping out. Here we go. Okay. Barnabas can be found just outside the prison walls by the windmill on the south side. Well, I did that. Not a drop to drink. I need more scrap. Okay. So we need to go get more scrap. We can do that. Again, it's just... It is totally an action RPG. So you're just going to run around and basically murder stuff right in their face. Right in their pretty face. I don't know if there's really much else to say about it, right? Like, there's more scrap. Perfect. I do appreciate... I don't know if you noticed, I actually picked up a quest in town when we were back there and immediately turned it in. I really appreciate games that let me find quest items in the world before I have the quest.
And then do the quest, yes.
Just because it's like, I don't want to run out here, kill all these guys, and then I go pick up a quest that maybe I could have gotten before or not, and suddenly it's like, oh, now you need to go get all that stuff in that same area in which you just did all of that stuff already. That just bugs the crap out of me. So I definitely appreciate that this game does not, as far as I can tell, do that, or at least not for that quest. Maybe it does it in some other areas, but let me go out. Let me find this scrap just in my exploring, because a lot of times I like to just run around and explore. It's kind of part of the fun, especially when they have such pretty maps like this. And then when I get back to town and they have a quest and I have the stuff, yeah, great. Turn in for some fat loot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The other one thing that does bug me a little bit, it may be user error, is I have not found a key that will highlight like interactable objects on the screen. I know it seems like a lot of action RPGs kind of have that anymore. Of course, loot highlights on the ground, but like if there's a chest you can action off of, I have not noticed if there's a way, like this door. Like I don't know if there's a key that lets me see that. And so I find myself missing a lot of like chests or barrels or stuff that I could be breaking, because I mean it's a very sort of dark and moody game, so it's kind of hard to see in the shadows.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Alright, well there goes that guy. Mission accomplished. Feel pretty good about life. Just your average helper in the world. This looks on fire and terrible. Am I like stuck here? Why would you let me come over here? Well, that's bad. Great.
So I don't know if you've looked into like the is the save file, if you're playing this multiplayer, is it like drop in, drop out? Can you just pick where you left off with someone else? Do you have your own persistent characters? No.
Yeah. So it has multiplayer. I haven't played it because some slackers that I play video games with don't have it, which is really disappointing to me. So if you could go ahead and remedy that, we could test it. But yeah, it's kind of
slackers.
And I'm not sure if it has like you said, like a drop in. I assume it's drop in, drop out, similar to say like the Diablo style games and Torchlight, where you see your friend online, you jump into their game, you'll spawn in town, they're off running around in the world, and you can like find them. I assume it scales the bad guys, but again, having not done it, loot for days. I can't really speak too much to it, like on how it works, but it's definitely there. I've seen there's options in the main menu. There's actually options in the menu. Oh, I guess you can't do them when you're in the game, but where you can kind of adjust some of those settings. And I actually had remembered over here somewhere is a little interaction thing we can find. Well, not there apparently. That will take us to a new area with a new bad guy of all things. Go away, you monster! Yes, we're just wrecking face right now. Here it is. So again, like kind of almost hidden, that little robo, right? Like I stumbled on it the other day, but another quest on another little sort of remote island that you can just kind of stumble on. So the world is interesting. It seems a little bit varied. There's a different type of bad guy. Bad guys are great.
I'm just struck. I mean, I don't know about the bad guys necessarily, but there is just something about the way that the world is composed together. There's just a lot of little things to run around. And, I mean, it just seems like a very high quality bunch of assets. As far as like trees and landscapes and stuff.
It's good detail. They really pay attention to a lot of the little subtler effects. I'm
little tufts of grass.
Yeah, they just kind of blow in the wind, real nice. It almost makes you wish you were there, except for with all the Walking Dead and horrible murder and pestilence and disease. But it's good stuff. I'm actually curious to see some of the other areas. Typically, RPGs like this is you'll be in kind of zones. You'll finish this one and move to the next, and just kind of in that sort of way progress through the world. So I'll be curious to see if it what some of the other areas are like. Alright, I'm just RPGing it up, shooting bros in the face. Probably should have killed like this guy throwing fireballs in my face or whatever.
It's hard to know sometimes when you go for the ads and when you go for the support.
Yeah. I'll just keep shooting bullets into the mob. But
This seems like it's working out.
Yeah, I feel like I'm encountering great success, so.
You have the tactical advantage.
I do have a tactical advantage. A big gun. Alright. Electrocute damage. Oh, I like electrocuting people, I guess. I don't know. Oh, this gives me 1 more armor, so we're going to go with that. It's time to... Yes, that gives me a lot more armor. Anyway, so, I think this basically gives a pretty good preview of this game. I really do like it a lot, actually. This is probably one of my better story for Kickstarter games. Like, I've enjoyed playing it while it was in development.
That's true, considering how some of those have gone.
Yeah, they did a good job. They basically gave, from what I can tell so far anyway, exactly what they promised they would give, which is a very click-happy RPG that's, probably, I don't know, maybe the story is interesting. I have no idea what's going on, but that's not really why I typically play these games. There's plenty of loot to get.
Yeah, I was going to say, so...
Go ahead.
So what will it take for Grim Dawn to, to aspire to the greatness of something like Titan Quest? Or, I mean, for you specifically.
I just want... So part of the thing I really loved about Titan Quest was the different areas. It had really neat mechanics for developing your character. You could really kind of create exactly the type of guy you wanted. I believe mine was a, I don't even remember. He was like a spear-toting warrior magic guy, or earth magic or something. I don't even remember. It was great, and you get to just kind of really customize it and build it up in interesting ways. I really loved the areas and how different they were, because you were basically sailing around. You went from Greece to Egypt and all these different places.
Right.
It was a very pretty game to look at, which this one obviously is very much following in that footsteps. Even the water over here looks kind of cool. So for me, these games are just about it. I don't want to think real hard. It's something I'm going to get on. I'm going to play for a little bit. Maybe kind of mindlessly, or maybe a little more focused. But at the end of the day, what? Oh, it's locked. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to crunch a bunch of numbers or try to figure out the best stratagem in Total War. I just want to jump in. I know I'm gonna whatever I run into, I'm gonna shoot in the face a bunch of times, and we're gonna have a pretty good time.
Click on some dudes.
I just want to click on dudes and watch them die, like this. Die. So, yeah, Grim Dawn. It's a lot of fun. If you're looking for a good action RPG, I mean, I really highly recommend it. What will its longevity be? Who knows, but. You get to click on bros. It's got a great targeting system. You won't break your mouse clicking on it over and over. I really appreciate that. Thank you for saving the mice.
Yeah. Right.
Grim Dawn development team. So. Anyway,
you are the grimmest.
I think that sums it up. We're gonna call it right here at this gruesome looking totem thing that's on fire. A great place to just sort of hang out. And I guess you can do full camera rotation. I was not aware of that. So there you go. Fully 3D world. So thank you everyone for joining us again on this week's installment of the indieBYTES show. We definitely appreciate you joining us and following along and being our friends and holding us closely and hugging us and telling us nice things. If you would like to tell us lots of nice things, you can do so over on Twitter at indieBYTES, or you can tell me individually nice things at red_I. Jeremy.
You can send me a naughty message at
Ooh.
_want. Yeah. Or you can find our other podcast compatriots, Legrand at Legrand, Legrande, or Dale is at Count_Elmdor.
You can. If you want to see more really awesome videos, because we've got a ton of them, you can head over to our archives at youtube.com/GameByteShow or follow us on Twitch and be ready. Be notified immediately of the next stream from the Game Byte Show. That's at twitch.tv/GameByteShow. We will be finishing episode 5 of Tales from Borderlands maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I do need to get all those posted on YouTube, though. I've totally remembered today. I failed to put those on YouTube, so we'll get those up there. Sorry if anyone's been waiting. You know, whatever. You get what you pay for. So, if you enjoyed this video content, you should head over to GameByteShow.com and check out our audio podcast, which we do twice a week. Once for news and topics and new releases, and then the second episode midweek is video games we've been playing. I know if you listen to the latest one, which I'm not sure is actually posted yet, but maybe it actually went out earlier when I saw the tweet, there might be mention of Grim Dawn. So there you go. Look at that synergy. Synergy.
We do this right, and we don't do it totally randomly either. I swear, it's totally...
Not totally randomly. I wasn't planning on streaming another game until Jeremy yelled at me earlier today, so absolutely. Anyway, thanks again for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next time.
All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks.